Hi there, I'm Tony. My age is 42. The main character in this narrative has returned with such audacity that I feel compelled to relate this occurrence with all of you, even though it started more than 10 years ago. If you're listening, I hope you're even more embarrassed and ashamed since I know my sister-in-law enjoys watching these. Let's go back to the beginning. I was best friends with my sister-in-law, Sasha, before I ever met her brother. Since the day we first met in middle school, we have been inseparable. My hubby and I didn't meet until college. He was always out when I went to Sasha's place, so I hadn't had a chance to meet him earlier. I never had the opportunity to meet him when he moved away for college. In fact, I met him by accident. When I initially saw him at a bar, I knew him because I had seen his face in family photos at Sasha's house. He came up to me without knowing who I was. I was taken aback, but I waited. I informed him that I was his sister's best friend by the end of the night. Despite his disbelief, he declared I was too attractive to let go. He persisted in pursuing me, and we began dating after Sasha gave her approval. After 2 years of marriage, we moved in next door to Sasha and her husband, Brett. Vaya was born to Sasha and Brett a year after they were married. I adored Vaya dearly. She had the sweetest giggle and smile of any child. The only problem was that Vaya had some birth problems that caused her to be partially blind from birth. She had trouble adjusting to her environment during the first 5 years of her existence. It had nothing to do with her lack of intelligence or her inability to see things clearly. Instead, her parents were unwilling to acknowledge that their kid had a visual impairment. Because they wanted her to have a regular life, they would place her in potentially risky settings for which she lacked experience. Don't get me wrong, I firmly think that in order for persons with disabilities to enjoy better, more normal lives, our society should be more accessible to them. However, by normal life, I don't mean that Sasha intended to make things accessible to Vaya. I can think of one instance where we all went to a park. The park was typically visited by people for exercise, play dates, and picnics. I want to spend some time with Vaya. In the park, there was a designated bike-only path. I glanced around for Vaya while Sasha was deep in conversation, but she wasn't close to us. I panicked and asked Sasha if she had seen Vaya. Sasha, have you seen Vaya? I'm really worried. Don't worry about it. How can you be so calm? Vaya could be in serious danger. Calm down, Tony. Calm down. How could I possibly be calm? Your daughter is visually impaired. What if she fell and seriously injured herself? You have no right to tell me how to parent my kid. Vaya is perfectly fine. I never said that you don't know how to parent your child. I'm saying that I'm literally the only one who actually cares for your daughter. You need to be more responsible. I know what's best for her, and I don't need you to interfere or tell me what I'm doing is wrong. Why are you trying to fight me right now? She could be hurt right now. You need to take this seriously. I am her mother, not you. Back off and let me handle it my way. At that point, I was too panicked and angry to continue talking to Sasha. I started retracing our steps to find Vaya. Sasha kept angrily calling me back and yelling that we were done talking. I ignored her. My heart was racing too fast to care about Sasha. I ended up finding Vaya. She was crying, trying to grasp something to help her navigate, calling out for her mom and me. I felt so relieved when I saw her. I called out to her and her face immediately lit up. She giggled as she made her way over to me. I waited as I watched her waddle over, but she was walking really close to the cycle track. Suddenly, a large number of cyclists rode the track at high speeds. My stomach dropped. I quickly got up to catch her, but before I could take my next step, Vaya slipped and fell straight onto the cyclist path. The cyclists tried to brake or swerve around her. I managed to reach her just before one of the cyclists could crash into her. I held Vaya tightly. She sensed my panic and started crying. I calmed her and myself down. Sasha had witnessed the whole thing. She came over and grabbed Vaya out of my hands. You shouldn't have interfered with Vaya. She needs to learn to understand her environment on her own. I was worried for her safety. Did you even tell her about all the dangers here? She's old enough to walk around on her own. She doesn't need constant supervision. She's only 4 years old and visually impaired. She could have been seriously hurt. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. She would have only gotten a few scratches or bruises. That's not the point. She needs proper care and guidance. You're being overprotective. Vaya can handle herself. Your ignorance is dangerous. One day it will hurt her. You need to take her safety seriously. Just mind your own business, Tony. She's my daughter, not yours. Fine. But remember, you're responsible for her well-being. She deserves better care. Sasha grabbed Vaya and walked away. I felt so baffled and angry. How could someone treat their own child this way? I wanted to protect Vaya and wanted Sasha to step up and be a good parent. I couldn't expect the same from her husband Brett because he was so absent from their lives, spending his entire day working. But thankfully, the universe heard my plea. It was heartbreaking the way it happened, but I was kind of glad that it did. After that incident, Sasha stopped talking to me much. I rarely got to see Vaya. Every time I tried, Sasha would make up some excuse and shut the door in my face. But after a year, one day Sasha and Brett showed up at my house with Vaya. I was surprised to see them and noticed the bags they held. Hi guys. Are you going on a trip? Yes. It's supposed to be a couple's trip. We were wondering if you and Noah could take care of Vaya while we're away. Of course, we'll take care of her. But how long will you be gone? Forever. We've had enough of Vaya. What? She doesn't fit our idea of what our child should look like. We can't handle it anymore. Cruel and heartless. How can you do this? You can't just abandon your own child. We've made up our minds. Here, we've signed off our parental rights, and these are her adoption papers. Take her. She's way too much of a burden. I won't let you treat her like this. She's not a burden. Oh, stop being so dramatic. Just take her if you care so much. I will take Vaya. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You're her parents. Act like it. Before I could say anything else, Sasha and Brett walked away, got in their car, and drove off. I stood there shaking until Vaya tugged on my arm and asked how long her parents would be gone. Tears streamed down my face as I told her it would be years until she saw them again. Vaya started crying loudly, calling out for her parents. I hugged her tightly and let her cry in my arms for as long as she needed. When I finally brought her into the house, she asked if I would also send her away. My heart sank and I wanted to cry, but I stayed strong. Vaya, you're going to stay with me and Uncle Noah from now on. Does that mean my mom will come back? I don't know, sweetheart. I can't say for sure. Okay, but you and Uncle Noah are more fun than my parents anyway. Oh, thank you, sweetie. We'll take good care of you and we'll always be here for you. Can we have more game nights and movie nights? Absolutely. We'll all have fun together. Yay! I love you, Aunt Tony. I love you too, Vaya. Always remember that. That evening, I told Noah about everything that had happened. He was furious with his sister and brother-in-law. He tried calling them, but his calls always went to voicemail. As the days passed, we slowly accepted our new reality. We were overjoyed to take care of Vaya. Even though she had been neglected, she was so very well behaved. It was a joy to watch her grow up. Eventually, days turned into months and months into years. Vaya grew into a beautiful young woman. We got along so well that we even forgot about Sasha and Brett. Vaya stopped calling us Aunt Tony and Uncle Noah. 6 months into living with us, we became her parents in every way, and we loved her deeply. Though she was still mostly blind, she got much better at finding her way around. When she was 12, her doctor told us there was a new development in medicine that could restore Via's vision. We were shocked and asked if it could be fully restored. The doctor said while it might not be 100%, they could achieve about 85%. We were overjoyed. That night, we sat down with Vaya to talk about the news. Vaya, sweetie, how do you feel about the news? I'm scared, Mom. I don't want to lose what little sight I have. It's okay to be scared. But we'll make sure to find the best doctors to help you. Really, Dad? Do you promise it won't make me fully blind? We promise. We'll choose the best places with the highest success rates. You'll be safe. Okay. I want to do it. But I'm scared. Scared is natural. But we'll be with you every step of the way. I know. I want to see what my real parents look like. The fact that the first people Via wanted to see after her surgery were me and Noah made us both tear up. We were blessed with an absolute angel in our lives. The surgery was scheduled for the next month, so we spent the days leading up to it together, having fun, game nights, and movie nights to distract us from the nervousness. Finally, the day of the surgery arrived, and it went successfully. It took Via 6 months to fully heal, but Noah and I stood by her every step of the way. During this time, we grew even closer as a family. The next few years were blissful. Via regained a good portion of her sight, and it was adorable to watch her look at everything with fascination. The best moment was when she finally got to see Noah and my faces clearly. She began crying and telling us that she loved us. We hugged her close and told her the same. Since then, she would take a good look at us every day and compliment us. She said it was her way of making up for years of only getting compliments and never being able to give any back. One day, our happy little bubble burst. Noah and I had taken the day off because Via was on summer vacation and was hanging out with her friends. While we prepared lunch, we heard a loud banging on the door. My heart started pounding. Noah cautiously approached the door and opened it a little. His eyes widened, and he quickly shut the door, turning to me with a pale face. I asked what was wrong, and he told me, "Sasha is outside." Before I could fully process what was happening, my body switched to autopilot. I threw open the door and saw Sasha standing there, looking apologetic. "Tony, can I come in? You were never invited back into our lives. What do you want? Please. I'm sorry for running when things got hard and dropping my burdens at your feet. I was young and stupid. I didn't know what to do, so I ran. You still haven't changed, really. I don't know if you have. Coming here, calling the child you abandoned a burden. I just wanted to meet my daughter. No drama. I promise. Via is no longer your daughter. You signed over your parental rights to me and Noah. She's still my daughter, no matter what you say. No, she's not. You made that choice. Leave now. We don't need you here." Sasha's face paled, and she stuttered, trying to come up with excuses. I didn't want to listen, so I moved to close the door, but Sasha stopped me. She then broke down and told us why she had come. "I came to see Via because I need to talk to her about something serious." "What could be so serious that you decided to show up after 12 years? Brett is really sick and needs stem cells. We want to try every possible DNA match, including Via." I sighed. I understand, but this is a lot for Via to take in. I'll talk to her and let you know her decision in 3 days. Thank you, Anne. I'm sorry for everything I did in the past. Apologies won't change what happened, but I'll make sure Via knows about your request. I was upset and enraged that Sasha had reached out only because she needed something, not because she cared about Via. I wanted to turn Sasha down on Via's behalf, but I knew that was wrong. So I patiently waited until Via got home. When she did, Noah and I sat her down. "What's wrong, guys? You look worried." "Well, your biological mother, Sasha, visited us today." "Why would she come here? What does she want?" "She wanted to talk to you about something serious. Your biological father, Brett, is sick and needs a stem cell donor. Sasha came to see if you could be a match. Is Brett okay? Should I do it?" "We don't know his condition for sure, sweetie. It's your decision, and we'll support you no matter what you choose." "How long do I have to decide?" "You have 3 days to think about it." "Okay. I'll take some time to think it over." Via then said goodnight and locked herself in her room. Noah and I were very worried. We ate our dinner in silence and left some food by Via's door in case she wanted to eat. That night, we settled into bed. Noah and I talked about our fears. I'm really worried about Vaya. She seems so troubled after hearing about Brett's condition. I know. It's a lot for her to process. I just hope she makes the right decision for herself. Me too. I can't bear to see her go through more pain. We have to be there for her no matter what she decides. She needs our support. You're right. We'll stand by her, just like we always have. We'll give her some space to think, and when she's ready, she'll let us know her decision. The next 3 days passed painfully slowly. Vaya continued to stay in her room. The only sign she was alive was the food we left outside her door being eaten. It hurt us to see her struggling, but we knew she needed her own space and time to think. Finally, on the night of the 3rd day, she came down and sat with us for dinner. "Dear, how are you feeling now?" "I'm okay. I just needed time to think, and I'm sorry for worrying you." "You don't have to apologize. We understand. This is a big decision for you." "That's right, honey. We support whatever you choose." "I've made up my mind. I won't be donating anything to Brett." "Are you sure about this?" "Yes, Dad. I have my reasons, and I want to say them with Sasha here." "Okay. We'll be here with you when you talk to her. You don't have to do it alone." "Thanks. I have to admit that I was happy with what Vaya chose. I didn't really care about her reason for not wanting to donate. I just wanted my baby safe and sound, and I also didn't want Sasha or Brett to take advantage of her." I texted Sasha and told her to come meet us the next afternoon for lunch. The next afternoon, the 4 of us gathered at the dining table for lunch. Sasha looked like an anxious mess, and her head was down for the most part. She never looked directly at Vaya, which made all 3 of us annoyed. There was an awkward silence initially, but Vaya decided to break it. "Why won't you look at me, Sasha?" "Oh, do you know I'm not looking at you? Mom and Dad helped fix my vision. I can see you now." "They did? Why?" "Because we love her and want her to have the best life possible." "You'd have to throw it in my face." "Do you want to know my decision or not?" "Yes, I do." "What did you decide?" "I've decided not to donate anything to Brett. Why should I help you after you guys left me? It's your duty as our daughter." "No. I'm only Mom and Dad's daughter now. They actually care about me, unlike you." I felt insanely proud of my girl. I loved how she put Sasha in her place and how aware she was of herself. That moment, I felt a huge surge of pride in the way my daughter had grown. But now, instead of being upset or angry at Vaya, Sasha turned to me. "It's all your fault that Vaya is making this decision. You poisoned her mind against me." "That's not true at all. We never told her anything negative about you. We only supported her and let her make her own choices. Vaya is old enough to decide for herself, and we'll stand by her no matter what." "You're spoiling her. I'll call CPS and get her taken away from you. But you never cared about me for 12 years. And now you only come back because you need something. You didn't even ask me how I was doing." I'm grateful that I got my sight back because I got to see my biological mother for the first and last time. With that, Vaya got up from the table and walked into her room. Sasha looked gobsmacked. Noah and I calmly asked her to leave our house. Sasha tried to fight, but we didn't entertain her. Noah squared up to her and scared her away. We gave Vaya some time to cool down and collect herself after Sasha left. We then cautiously knocked on her door. When she let us in, we had a quick talk with her. Before we could even ask her how she was doing, she smiled big at us and told us not to worry. We knew she didn't want to really talk about it at the moment, so Noah suggested movie nights. We enthusiastically made our way to the living room to spend the rest of the day binge-watching crappy movies. It's been a year since everything that happened. Vaya has healed and grown a lot more. We haven't brought up the incident with Vaya, but we know that she's okay, and that's all that matters. If there's only one thing I've been saying, it's that there's nothing better than loving and raising your child in the right way. And no matter what the consequences, always stand up for yourself.